Hey, morning, Carm. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Um, do not plan. Good morning. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second to come over here. Let me tell y'all what's going on. I'll tell y'all what's going on. Okay. All right. So, good morning to the two of you. I hope that others will come stop by here and see. Let me turn this way so I can have some light so I can see y'all. That's not good. Wait a minute. All right. There we go. Hope that others will come stop by here to later on to see and to hear this request. I am on making another plea, another request for mutual aid. You know, it's who we are. It's what is needed. So there are a couple requests, and I want to thank you for those of you who've already given. The first is our Pink Robe Chronicles scholarship. Folks are already at school at this point, but we have not raised enough money to be able to extend to be able to distribute the $500 book scholarships for even one student. We have four, so we don't even have 500 for one. So I'm coming to you to make an appeal for you to contribute to the Carrie L. Doss Memorial Scholarship Fund for the Pink Robe Chronicles, which supports for this year for Black women who are attending historically Black colleges and universities. It has usually in the past been for first year students who are going to school for the first time. However, I was recently pleasantly challenged by a Black woman who is a graduate student, who is a seminarian, who has a daughter who is in her second year, whose challenge to many organizations was that, often organizations and, institutions focus on first timers and first years, but they don't continue support for second years. So this year we have a second year and our first seminarian that we are supporting. And so I would love for you all to assist us in doing this. As I've said before, it's not just about me writing a check from me. It is about the community supporting. So that is the first call that we need $2,000 to support for Black women attending historically Black colleges and universities with $500 book stipends. Did I do that right? Five. Yeah. So that's one. The second call for those of you who will come on is for a sister who is in need, and I want to also say that there is a disproportionate need for Black women. I've only had one Black man in all of the years and times that we have been making this call. I think there's only been one Black man, but there's a disproportionate need for Black women who are in need of aid to support themselves and to support their families and their households. We are up against another eviction notice, another 10-day eviction notice that our sibling is facing. Having to raise a minimum of $2,020. So yesterday was, so we're probably less than 10 days now because it was 10 days when I first received the text. So we're less than 10 days now. And the community member could really use our support. They've asked for anonymity, and so I will respect that. I will also say, though, that, in times when I have had to make my own ask, I keep anonymity for a couple reasons. Because I don't want folks given to personalities, right? And I don't want to pit, oh, I'm gonna give to such and such because I like how they show up on social media, but not give to this person because whatever the reasons are. So that's one. But then on the flip side, the flip coin is that there is something about, though, naming yourself, right? Naming yourself even in times of need. Naming yourself to be able to state, hey, I am in need, at void of shame, right? So anonymity protects us in one way, but in another way, I think it continues a kind of shame that we, have certain needs when the needs that we have are human needs. Ashe. So if we can normalize need, if we can normalize having a need, if we can normalize having a need, and so that we will not need anonymity because anonymity again protects us. But there is something about naming your need and putting a face to your need, right? So that it humanizes it. And it removes the shame. It allows folks to know that, hey, I am in need. It is like our elder said in the clearing, like, I am a blank blank who is oppressed, Ashe. And there are moments that I am in need. There are moments when my bank account is zero, and yet I still continue to show up. That kind of sacrifice, that kind of suffering, I don't want to normalize that. I want to normalize that we each have needs, and that it is the responsibility of communities, of other human beings, to address those needs, right? Not even making a political statement here, but simply saying that it is not, yes, Rachel, that we are our sisters and our siblings keepers, that we are not islands all alone by ourselves. And maybe for some of us, that is how we have been brought up due to, a myriad of situations. But that is not who we need to be right now. And so those are the requests. I will not... Yes, at times, yes, Pastor Sherry, at times asking is simply difficult for many reasons. I agree. And I'm saying, but we at some point have to overcome those difficulties. We have to mute those old tapes that tell us asking is difficult because of the ways that we've been shamed in the past for asking. And the only way to do that, I'm suggesting, is to simply overcome it by naming it. Because so if on the one hand I'm saying, I don't want to put a name to it because I don't want to give to the, us giving to the personalities. On the other side of it, though, is that if folks knew it was you, I say yes, they would be running. They would be running. I'm talking about what I know. I'm talking about, there have been moments when folks didn't know it was me. And then there were moments when folks knew it was me and say, hey, wait a minute. But we can't if we don't know. Ashe, it's a very weird wheel that the root for me is a kind of white supremacy and patriarchy that leaves women, and particularly Black women, holding the bag oftentimes and having to climb their way up, and that climbing on ladders of shame that certainly will not hold us, or that are not strong enough to hold our truth, is just really problematic. And yeah, Natasha, you can testify. Yeah, you can testify. The moments where life wouldn't let you remain anonymous. There are moments in life. Come on, y'all. Was not trying to get on here and have a PRC, but just know there are moments when life will not let you remain anonymous. When the spirit won't let you remain anonymous. When the spirit will demand that you speak and name yourself, because there are those waiting to assist you. when the ancestors will say, not only speak my name, but speak your own. My goodness, today. There are moments in life. There are moments in life when the Spirit will not allow you to be anonymous. So, again, just wrapping this up. That's right. That's right, LaWanda. That's right. I think, hold on, y'all. Let me read this text because, one second. Well, look at here. As I'm reading this text, I just got a text from my accountant that says I can conduct the same type of business with the nonprofit until the 501c3 comes. So that, I know because some people don't give if it's not a 501c3. So there's the clearing digital hush harbor, but then there's actually the clearing religious organization. And we've received our tax ID, our articles of incorporation have been filed, and we are currently waiting for our tax exempt status. But my accountant just texted and said that I can conduct the same type of. Hope I didn't lose you all. With the nonprofit until the 501c3 comes. So listen, we're getting our business in order to be able to receive and retain and be in an additional kind of order. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Yes, Dr. Jamie. When I lost my job, I needed a little support to get through the month. The community stepped in and helped me, and that gave me the space to excel and then rebound and recover. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so that's all. That's what I have to say. We need help. Community members need help. Okay, community members need our help. And I'm asking you, if you drive by, if you scroll past this live, to jump on and to assist. I've put everything that you need at the top of the chat. I'll pin it. I'll put the PayPal link up here for those who will come back and see it. Shay, I'll put the Venmo link here. I mean, as for as much as we pontificate about whether the Bible is infallible or fallible, it is my hope that we will bring those conversations into real time, into real space, into real needs, to be able to engage actual issues and concerns. So again, one last time, for God the Parent, or the Holy Ghost, right? We are in need of mutual aid. We have a community member who is facing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for those of you who are giving over and above what you already have given to the clearing. Just thank you. You don't have to, but you are, and I see it, and I appreciate you. And for those of you who do not have money to give, but you are giving in support, you are sharing this live, you are sharing on your platforms, requesting from your communities. So thank you. Yep, it's coming in. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, sometimes this is why I have to get on live. Sometimes I gotta get on and I have to press, and I mostly don't like to do it because of my own triggers and traumas from a certain kind of church and prosperity theology where folks would attach your giving to blessings, and I'm not doing that. But I am simply saying that there is a need. Having a 10-day notice is very extremely stressful. And having to raise $2,020 in 10 days is stressful. However, if you just think back, not even a month ago, but think back at the beginning of this month when we helped our community raise, another community member raise $2,323 in 6 hours. Ashe. We've done it. We've done it. We've done it. We've done it. And we can do it again. So again, there are two ads. So if you're sending 50, 25 is going towards a scholarship that we are providing for 4 Black women who are attending historically Black colleges and universities. We need to first make the first 500 of that, right? And 25 is going toward the mutual aid of our community member who needs assistance with raising rent so that they are not evicted. All hearts and minds are clear. I thank you in advance for what you're doing. I thank you in advance for what you will do. I appreciate you. I will not tell you that at the end of this message and when you give, that you will have exponential blessings. But what I will say is that at the end of at your giving, that you will be able to exhale knowing that you supported a sibling, a community member in need, that you are a living Ubuntu. And Ashe, and that's enough. I love y'all. Take care. I'll be